Hey everyone, and welcome back to Claire Cookie Crumb Fun. I am Claire, and today is Monday, and being Monday, it's my series about Trim Healthy Mama, so it's Trim and Healthy Mama Monday. Last week I shared with you the different sweeteners that we use in our house for Trim Healthy Mama, and I'll put a little iCard above for that video so that if you'd like to go back and check it out, you're more than welcome to. Today, what I thought about is talking a little bit about what Trim Healthy Mama is, you know, the basics of it without getting too much detail, and then talk about different flours that we use on Trim Healthy Mama. So the first thing I wanted to share with you is I have mentioned it in my other video that Trim Healthy Mama, if you know what it is a low carb, sugar-free diet. You're basically not going to be eating any sugar. You know, that white stuff with the brown sugar, you're not going to be eating any sugar whatsoever. Alright, so you're going to have your sugar substitutes, which you can go to that other video and check that out, all that information. And it's low carb, alright? And you're going to be basically separating your carbs and your fats in all your meals. That's what it is, alright? There's going to be 3 different meals types, like they're called fuels that you can eat. S, which is for satisfying, E is for energizing, and F is fuel pull. The S meals are the ones that you get to eat all the fat. Like you can put your cream in your coffee and enjoy that. You can have all your cheese, mostly your dairy products that you're going to be eating. You know, your sour cream, your anything that would be fatty. All right, and those are satisfying, right? They make us happy to eat like a taco with cheese on it or something, right? So the other meal is E, would be energizing. And that meal has the carbs and no fats, or a little tiny bit of fats. And that's where you're going to eat your brown rice, your sweet potatoes. You're going to be eating oatmeal for breakfast, or the quinoa, and the sprouted breads, you know, the Ezekiel bread and stuff like that. I love Ezekiel toast for breakfast. It is so delicious. All right, so that's what those are. The S is low carb and high fat. The E is high carb and low fat, and the fuel pull is both low carb and low fat. Now, I'm not going to go into great detail as to how each one is. If you know what Trim Healthy Mama is, if you are following your Trim Healthy Mama lifestyle, then just go into the book that you have and dig in and look up more about that. All right, so here's what the book looks like. This is the original book that they came out with. They have a newer book that they came out with not too long ago. It's more updated, and it kind of more looks like a better picture of them. See the difference? This is the cookbook, and this is the plan book and recipes, the original one. So just go check out your book and get your highlighter, read it with your highlighter. All right. So what I wanted to do is I also mentioned about Trim Healthy Mama. You know, those white foods. You know, I don't know, they would call them frankenfoods. The white flour. The other one is white sugar, white rice, and white potatoes. You're basically going to be giving those up. But by giving those up, you're going to find replacements for them. So you're going to be eating more sweet potatoes. You're going to be eating all the stevia and the xylitol and the erythritol for your sweeteners instead of the white sugars. And for the white rice, you're going to be giving your body the good foods of the brown rice. All right? So there are replacements for each of the thing that you're going to be taking out. So what we're going to do is go over flours. Now, there are 3 basic flours, also with a 4th one that's kind of like a special ingredient. So I'm going to go over the basic ones, and I put them in these little containers that I got from the Dollar Tree or whatever. So the first one is almond flour. All right. You can see that's my almond flour that I get. I get this in the bulk department at Winco. It's wonderful. Every grocery store sells almond flour. So that's like the main staple flour that you're going to be using in any baked goods that you use on Trim Healthy Mama. And then there's coconut flour. This one, most stores sell this kind. I just reuse the container. I got this at BJ's, and then I get it in the bulk department at Winco, the coconut flour. It smells like coconuts, but it's just a powdery one. Now this one, I've had fun experimenting with coconut flour, because coconut flour, you need to use more liquid with it. You can't use it cup for cup as with almond flour in your recipes. Coconut flour. I made this amazing chocolate cake with this, and guess how much of this I used? A half a cup for a whole cake, a double layer cake, okay? But you gotta use like 8 eggs and all this milk and stuff. So we have almond flour and coconut flour, the basic ones. And then there's also flax meal. I buy this also in the bulk department. This one is a very dark one. They also have a light one that, you know, a lot of the hull off the seeds is taken off more. But this is what I get this in the bulk department, and then I just put it in my containers. And we use that to make your muffins in a mug. All right, you can use that to make your pancakes, your waffles, the bread in a mug, the Swiss breads, all the different kind of breads in the recipes. You use those 3 basic flours. Now, Trim Healthy Mama also makes and sells their own baking blend. And so you can buy that at their website online. Possible. I'll do a whole nother video about the special ingredients that you have to buy, because all the other ones besides these flours, because there are a ton that you could buy and that they suggest that you get, but you can do Trim Healthy Mama without them. So that's what I want to do another video about, to explain to you that you can do it without. You don't have to spend money on all this stuff. But these 3 flours, I suggest getting these because these are very helpful. Because when you want something sweet, you can make a brownie in a mug. You can make a muffin in a mug. You can make a cake. Like I said, that chocolate cake with the coconut flour, it was amazing. Who would have thought? And today I'm going to be making some chocolate cupcakes with this. So I'll try to do a video of it later on. Record it, you know, and share it later. Of making, I think it's like 9, you get 9 cupcakes. And they're just delicious, as long as you don't whip them up too much. So the other flour is oat fiber, okay? Now this is the other one. This one is like a fuel pole, all right? It just, see how it looks like regular flours, you know? And I've never really been a big fan of this. I made like this bread with this. I did not like the way it tastes. But when I use this added with the other ones, you can't really, it's not a bad taste. It just all by itself didn't taste, to me, it didn't taste that good. And I'm also the one that doesn't like Truvia in her coffee, okay? So what you do, if you mix them all together, you can make your own baking blend. There are websites everywhere online that are Trim Healthy Mama bloggers, and they create recipes. There's so many of them. I even found 2 more just this last week that I never even knew about. And I've been doing Trim Healthy Mama for almost 3 years. So what I did was I made my own baking blend. All right? What you do is you use 1/3 of each, not including the oat fiber. You use the flax, the almond, and the coconut. You use 1/3 cup of each one. That equals a cup of baking blend. Now, you can go into more elaborate recipes by adding the glucose and adding the oat fiber to your baking blend. But for me, that works just fine, where I don't have to add anything extra to it. And I can use it in the muffins and any other, like the Trim Healthy Mama breads recipes that I'm going to make, all right? Now, in the cookbook, it has a whole section about the different breads that you can make. There's a whole recipes. So you can make, there's this one called Swiss bread. There's like one that's very similar to eating a cornbread. It's really, really good. I was amazed. And there's bread in the mug is in there. And there's different sort of pizza crusts that you can make. So, and there's waffles and there are pancakes. And I was amazed that the pancakes tasted as well. And I used the baking blend when I added the 3 ingredients together. Okay? So those are the 3 things that I think would be great to start off with, the 3 flours for Trim Healthy Mama, and also the oat fiber. And you can also order everything from Amazon. If you don't, your store doesn't carry it, or you live in the country and maybe, you know, Walmart is limited, but that has everything Amazon. Now, the other thing I wanted to discuss with you is protein powders. So many times in the Trim Healthy Mama Facebook groups, women will say, oh, I just bought this protein powder. And then the women have to comment, oh, sweetie, you know, it's the wrong one, because there are certain kinds that they suggest that you purchase. And it is a whey protein isolate, okay? Now, I usually get this kind from Piping Rock. Somebody posted a link to this a few years back to in one of the Facebook groups. And so I found this out, and it was really reasonable. And I get this whole thing. I bought it a while ago. I can't remember what it was, but it was probably like $25-ish. It was not that much money, but it lasts a very, very long time. And you use this protein powder in making your shakes, and you can add it to your oatmeals if you want some extra oatmeal or extra protein in your oatmeal. You add it put some in your coffee if you're gonna make, you know, the bulletproof coffee. whatever. It makes it nice and frothy. It's delicious. So the thing about the protein powders is you got to find one that doesn't have all those extra ingredients added to it, because that's the problem that everybody has with protein powders. It has to be whey protein isolate. All right, that's the main thing. And also Trim Healthy Mama sells theirs. All right, now if I read the ingredients, it says microfiltered whey protein isolate. Okay, and that's all it is. There's nothing else in it. There are no sweeteners. There's no what's that ingredient? Maltodextrin, if I'm saying it right. I don't even think I'm saying it right. But there are fillers in these, and this has none. This is a fabulous, and I think it's very affordable protein powder. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video helped you out in your Trim Healthy Mama journey. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them down below, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. And if you have a suggestion of something that you'd like to see in a future Trim Healthy Mama video, you go ahead and put that down in the comments, and I'll add it to my list of things that I'm going to be working on for our Trim and Healthy Mama Mondays. Thanks for watching. Bye.